I believe that this club here started, I think, around 85. Yeah. I started flying with the Oshawa Club in 76. And got out of it for a few years, and then they started here. And I've been here ever since. And joined other clubs as well. This is actually Heber Down Conservation Area. This is actually an old landfill site right here in this position. So we had a bunch of dirt brought in, put some grass down years ago. It was a couple years actually before I started. Those guys did all that. And we have people that maintain the field, and we also are members of an association called MAC here in Canada, which is basically our insurance. Just in case anything was to happen, we're covered that way. I think we're close to about 100 members right now. Yeah. Some guys fly year round. Some guys don't mind the cold. I was one of those years ago, but I'm to the point now. I'm a fair weather flyer. So when it's nice out like it is today, I'll be out. But when the cold weather gets here, I tend to stay away from it now. Yeah, everybody's got their own airplanes. They're all radio controlled. We have guys that are into helicopters. We have guys that are into drones. Like I say, a lot of single engine. I've got a 4-engine B-17. It's a 12-foot wingspan. It's a big airplane, but bring it out on special events because it takes too long to put together. So actually, we are on Facebook mostly, and then you can find us on the internet as well. Just the Whitby Aero modelers. Just look that up, and I'm sure you'll find us. A lot of it's just getting out with camaraderie with all the guys and that, and you get out with them, and it's just you basically feel like you're flying because you're making it do what you want it to do, sort of thing, with time. It is a little bit of an investment to start. I mean, there's a lot of trainer airplanes now, electrics and that. You can get into it for a couple $100. I mean, everything's there ready to go. A lot of technology out there nowadays, what they call safe technology, that it actually helps level the airplane. So it is a lot easier than when I started. When I started, where you pointed, it went. And so, I mean, there's beginner airplanes, and then you get into the more advanced stuff, like the Fokker that you probably see at some point. And my big Red Bull. Right now I'm probably in the neighborhood of around 30 airplanes. I had between my dad and I were both into the hobby, and my son is now too. And but we probably had over 50 or 60 airplanes at one time. But I was the same way. I'm into the helicopters and boats, and you get into just about everything at one time or another, as long as you stick around with this hobby.
Hi, my name's Ken Livingstone, president of the Whitby Aero Modelers. Actually, I just started flying 6 years ago. Thought about doing it all my life, but the thought of building a plane, all the money and time involved, and then crashing immediately, which is what's going to happen, I just couldn't do it. Then I found out they made simulators. So you just learn to fly in your computer, and you just press the reset button instead of opening up your wallet or crying. Club's been around for about 30 years, I would say. Yeah, but within a couple years, somebody had to step in, so I stepped in as president, cracked the whip a bit, and whipped it into shape. I don't know the exact circumstances around us getting this original location, but we've been here 15 years at least. It's a great spot. It's the old dump, so there's never been anything built on it, so that's perfect. There's no neighbors around to annoy with our noise or anything like that. We get along with the new dog park just fine. Hikers, they'll come and watch our planes flying on the weekends and stuff, so it's a perfect location, frankly. It's owned by the Central Lake Ontario Conservation Authority. No, I'm an engine guy. I work in Ducatis for a living, so engines are my thing. So I got a simulator, learned on the computer in the winter, and then got my first plane, which is about a 65-inch span engine motor. plane, and with the help of an old-time flyer, just started flying. First flight was good, second flight not so good. You just learn from your mistakes. Every plane's got a expiry date. You just don't know what it is. And when they do expire, you just recycle it into the next plane. All right, now ready to fly about 20. Everything from little foamies to a big triplane and a couple other big planes. Pretty much everything. Now, only if you've crashed a plane, that becomes the donor parts for the next plane. Or if it's not too bad, you fix it. You know, it depends. If you hear it go crunch when it lands, it's usually game over. We have just over 100 members. And the age varies from 10 to about 82. We actually lend out a simulator that you just load into your PC at home, and it's the same controller that we use, and you just learn on your computer. The biggest thing, of course, is how to do the controls when the plane's coming towards you, because you have to get it ingrained, the whole process. Going away is nothing. You know you want to go left, right, but coming towards you is the thing, so you learn on the computer. Then the next step is we have flight instructors, and we have a thing called Buddy Box. So we'll wireless or wire connect into your transmitter, but anything we do with our transmitter overrides your input. So like we'll take it up and we'll say, okay, it's yours. So the student will then take over, and just before they crash, we'll take it back over under control and save it and tell them what they did wrong and all that. So between the simulator and the Buddy Box, it's so much easier to fly now than the old days were. Build, fly, crash. Build, fly, crash.
I got to go fly a radio controlled plane, and it was a trainer plane, which was nice, so I didn't have to worry about breaking a really expensive one. They set me up, the guy flew up, so it was really easy, and he taught me how to do some basic turns. Showed me how to ascend and descend, and it was really cool. And then he set me up to land, and I land, and I did a little bit of a bump off the ground, nosedive, but he said I did a great job for my first try, so I'm going to take his word for it. So I got to walk around the airfield, the small airfield that they have up there, and they had lots of different types of planes that you could look at. Some were really cool replicas of old planes, and they had a helicopter, and when they flew the helicopter, it was flying upside down, and they were doing really cool tricks. And the guys were really nice to talk to about their planes, and they were really sweet when they're teaching you how to fly planes, and they're really patient with new flyers.
It's just a great club, great location. We just have a ton of fun. Yeah, come on out and watch.